Hello. Welcome to the Philosophy of Sports, where we review hot takes and up-to-date information on everything NFL, NBA, MLB, and college football. I'm your host, Tom Gentile.
I'm Phil Gentile, your co-host.
Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our YouTube channel, as it would be a great help to us in maintaining our channel. Thank you so much again for supporting this channel. Now let's get into today's episode, where we will preview the action going into week 18, the biggest week in the regular season. But first, we did want to pay tribute to several people, actually. The first off being Uche Nwaneri, who he was a Jaguars offensive lineman who also played for the Cowboys in his career with the NFL. He died just a few days ago at the age of 38. Is terrible. I've just heard many great things about him, how he had such a great personality, and he's just always a great guy. He was a content creator after he had retired. It's just sad to see somebody like that go. Another guy that we did want to mention is Peyton Hillis, ex-Cleveland Browns running back who saved his children from drowning in a swimming incident the other day. He is in critical condition in the ICU, so please, prayers up for him. And then also Damar Hamlin. All of you have heard his name by now. He, in the Bills-Bengals game the other day, he made a tackle on T. Higgins in the first quarter of the game. He suffered a cardiac arrest. He has since been intubated, then extubated. He is in good condition right now, but still prayers up for him as he has a long road to recovery. Let's just make sure it's a good road to recovery.
All signs are positive at this point, though.
Yeah. And then also, out of respect to everything that's been happening over the past week, it's been a pretty terrible week for football. Also, Art McNally, Pro Football Hall of Famer, dies at 97. That's another person that it's just sad to see all this death surrounding the NFL, especially in the new year and whatnot. Out of respect for that, we won't be going over Week 17's action. It doesn't really matter, especially in the AFC, as the playoff picture is still up for debate. We're just going to have to see what the NFL decides. For the NFC, not much really happened when it came to a playoff picture, so we decided that we are not going to review last week's action, and we're going to go straight into the previews.
That's good.
All right, so today at 3:30 on ESPN, you got the Chiefs at the Raiders. The Raiders have been, I believe they've been eliminated from the playoffs by now. Yes, they have been. There's nothing to play for in this game except for seeding purposes, but we don't know what's going to happen in the AFC playoff picture. I don't know. What are you feeling?
I think Kansas City takes it. I mean, they're down to their backup quarterback, and the Raiders are, and they're going. They're two teams going in opposite directions. It's
There's
chaos
honestly,
with the Raiders, so I think KC takes it easily, and they still get to rest all their starters by halftime.
I agree. I mean, there's honestly nothing to play for except for pride, but the Chiefs have owned the Raiders these past few years.
That won't change today.
I don't think so either. It doesn't really mean anything, especially because of the seeding, but an AFC matchup that's happening today as well means all the world for these two teams right here. You have the Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, this is a win and end situation for both teams, and the loser goes home.
Yeah.
The game is at TIAA Bank Field, and TIAA Bank Field is notorious for teams looking to make the playoffs just utterly collapsing, with the Indianapolis Colts last year and many other incidents before that. I got Jacksonville. They're favored by 6.5. I think they're going to live up to that hype. I think they're going to I think they're just going to stymie Josh Dobbs and the Tennessee Titans, and Titans are just going to go down with the most pitiful whimper ever.
Yeah, they're going to go down in flames. The whole second half of the season has been them going down in flames. It feels like they've gotten away from what got them there. I know not having a quarterback or having your starting quarterback is trouble, and then your backup makes it worse. So you think they would just lean on the rushing game, but they don't. And mistakes are flying all over the field. I've absolutely got Jacksonville in this.
Yeah, the thing about Tennessee is that, I mean, Ryan Tannehill was never that guy. And I guess they kind of realized that when they drafted Malik Willis. Lo and behold, Malik Willis has had the worst showings of games.
He's not
I
ready.
mean, it's not even that he's not ready. I mean, we see rookies do at least okay in certain games in their first NFL starts and whatnot. He's in fucking Ryan Leaf territory. I swear he is.
Yeah. Well, if they had a top pick, I would suggest maybe possibly going for another quarterback, but that's another segment, another time.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. That's it for today. Tomorrow, though, is some other games. You got Vikings at Bears. Bears have been eliminated from the playoffs for a long time by now. They haven't won a game in a couple of months. And the Vikings, while looking extremely fraudulent, have locked up the division.
But they still have something to play for. If they win and San Fran loses, then they get the second seed, which is going to help with home field advantage. So I think they're going to play hard. I mean, they definitely have something to play for here, and they won't know the outcome of the San Fran game. So they just need to do what they can do and sit back and wait.
That's true. I'm going to be honest. If I was the Vikings, I would want the 3 seed over the 2 seed. And my reasoning behind that is if you get the 3 seed, you play the Giants. You've already played them and beaten them this year. If you get the 2 seed, you get either the Lions or the Packers. Both of those teams have whooped the Vikings' ass this year. I
Correct.
mean, royally whooped. I mean, to the point where the Vikings look just like the terrible usual,
Yeah.
you know, 9-8 team that they are. They just, I mean, I'd go for the 3 seed personally.
Yeah. They're fraudulent. I mean, it's funny that they're fighting for the 2 seed with San Francisco because those are two teams that are not the same.
Yeah,
One of those teams is different.
definitely. Bucks at Falcons. Not really much to talk about there. Tampa Bay's locked in the 4 seed. Atlanta's been eliminated for a couple of weeks by now. Nothing really to say right here. Falcons are favored, but Tom Brady has never lost to the Falcons. I don't see it happening again. Honestly, this game is just an audition for next year for the Falcons and a tune-up game for a Bucks team that needs a tune-up game.
Yeah. If Tom Brady plays, they win. Even if Tom Brady doesn't play, they will probably win. Yeah, I've got Bucks all the way in this one.
Next up, you got Patriots and Bills. We obviously have to see how that one's going to go. I don't know. I believe Bills are going to take it, but I don't know what this means in playoff implications. It's the same thing for another 12 o'clock game, Ravens at Bengals. I read somewhere that the Bengals have already been crowned AFC North champions, but it will come down to a coin flip to see who gets to host a playoff game between those two if they do end up meeting in the playoffs.
Yes.
I'm not really sure. I'm not going to get too far into those games because, quite frankly, none of us are sure what's going to happen when this comes to playoff seeding.
I think Bills take it. I think they're going to get it back together and they're going to be on fire, wanting to prove something tomorrow. I think Baltimore's going down in flames, and once again, they don't have a quarterback, so that doesn't bode well.
And you got great value Lamar
Yeah.
or or that Anthony Brown dude or whatever, the good and gather Lamar,
Yeah. Yeah.
the big K,
Yeah.
Aldi's.
All right.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what's wrong with Baltimore's offense. They're not getting it figured out in the next couple of weeks unless something magical happens. Next up is an absolutely meaningless game. Texans at Colts. They tied week 1 this year. Um, Not much to say. They both suck.
They both suck. They're both going nowhere. Doesn't matter who wins. And I honestly, I can't even generate a mental image of caring. So let's skip over that one.
Well, we got to say, you know what? I'm going to do this for the meme. I say they tie.
That would be awesome.
I
That
say they tie
that's
six to
possible. Yeah.
six. I say they tie 6-6 with each team scoring 2 field goals.
Or three safeties.
If that happens, I swear, if that happens, our channel's going to skyrocket in viewers. They'll think we're onto something with the psychic telekinesis or whatever.
Yeah, we'll hear from Vegas.
Um, Jets Dolphins. Um, the Jets have the Jets have been eliminated from the playoffs. The Dolphins are still hanging on by a thread despite losing 5 straight. I have no idea. I mean, I don't know who you're going to play right here. If you go with Zach Wilson to give him an audition against a team that has everything to play for, or if you go with, I don't know, you have 4 options to go with.
None of them are good. I've
None of
got the
them are great. Well, you have an injured Mike White, a terrible Zach Wilson, an elderly Joe Flacco, and Chris Strevler.
Yeah, yeah.
Chris
The Strevinator.
Strevler.
The
The
Strevinator.
Strevinator. The Strevinator throws 5 touchdown passes, adds on another rushing touchdown in an epic win over the Dolphins, blah, 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 blah.
I got the pins.
Same, I got the Fins because they have everything to play for, but good God, they're terrible this year. I mean, you would think they'd be a lot better, but they're not. Panthers at Saints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And I it, I guess I got Saints just because.
I got Saints because they're at home.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Browns at Steelers. The Steelers are actually fighting for a playoff spot.
Yeah, and the
I
Browns are,
mean,
and they've looked horrible. And
but they keep winning. That's what matters. I mean, they look terrible.
well, there was some drama on there this week with Jadeveon Clowney getting sent home, and he won't play in the finale. He mouthed off to the coach, and I don't know. There's just dysfunction. Whereas Pittsburgh, there's no dysfunction. I
That's
don't know.
true.
I like the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that too. Um, I mean, it just, and besides, they're fighting for everything right now. If they can actually get into a playoff spot, Kenny Pickett's got that job for a long, long time to come.
Yeah.
Um, Cowboys at Commanders. I mean, I got Cowboys. Commanders don't have anything to play for. I still don't know why they trotted out Carson Wentz last week.
Ooh,
I
that
mean,
did.
that's a fireable offense.
Well, I mean, if there was even a little bit of late round value trade bait there, that is gone. Okay, like trading him for sixth, maybe. No, 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 no. You would have to pay them to take him off your hands. So yeah, I mean that was his swan song. He's done. He can bounce around as a backup for a couple years maybe, but that's it.
I don't know. I
I don't know.
mean,
The North Dakota State quarterbacks, man, they haven't shown much really. A
nah.
lot of injuries, no real. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. Um, I mean, I believe I heard that Taylor Heineke's getting the start today, but don't quote me on that. Doesn't really matter. I mean, we'll just have to see if the Cowboys do win. They're still in it for the number one seed, but they have to do another game that starts at 3:25, which is Giants at Eagles. Do the Eagles actually pull it off today, or do they continue their epic chokes good?
well, I don't know what the final Jalen Hurts is. He's
Questionable.
questionable, but he practiced the last few days. The games are going on at the same time, so they won't know. I say he plays and they win. Giants don't have anything to play for.
They don't.
They're all set.
Yeah, they're locked into the six seed.
Yeah. First round out, one and done.
Well, I mean, it kind of depends. Like if you end up playing the Vikings or something, but if you play the 49ers, you're done. Um, if you play the Vikings, maybe.
Yeah.
It's also a chance they could play the Eagles in the wild card round. There is a small chance for that,
Yeah.
depending on, or even the Cowboys. They could end up playing the Cowboys. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot to play for right there, and obviously we know what's going to happen because it's the NFC. Next up is Chargers at Broncos. Um,
Let's ride.
let's ride. Let's ride. They're favored by three
Let's
points.
ride. Who's favored?
The Broncos, they're favored by three.
I'm going Chargers.
I mean,
Russ
I'm going
two good games together in a row.
I'm going Chargers. Obviously, I don't know where they stand with the playoff seeding. We don't know that yet,
Yeah.
but we'll just see where that goes. Another big game that's on will be Rams at Seahawks. That will actually be a pretty good game. Do the Seahawks pull it off and stay alive in the playoff hunt?
I think uh, won't they know by then whether they're still alive?
The game's at 3:30. So
Only one game after that.
no, no, I mean if they win, the Lions Packers is on at 7:20. So I mean, they just have to win and then hope.
Yeah. Okay. So who are you going with in that?
I'm going Seahawks.
Okay. Gino, bring it home.
Gino, Gino,
Oh, bring it home, Gino.
Gino. I mean, they look they
Yeah.
look like
It'd
solid,
be
like
surprising.
one last hurrah, make it in, whatnot, all the chaos, all of it,
Bring it.
all of it. Another matchup is Cardinals at 49ers. 49ers are favored by as much as 14. They
They'll cover. Debo's coming back.
they just they look hold on one second. We are experiencing technical difficulties. All right, can you say something real quick?
I'm sorry. Everything looks normal on mine. Want to pause it, fix it, and come back?
Not really sure what's going on right here.
Just stop recording.
Well, you're not saying any. I mean, you're not saying anything.
I didn't. My microphone's on. Video's on.
Shit, I'm do this. All right, sorry about that. Some technical difficulties on the recording end. Where were we?
We were Seahawks.
Seahawks. Yeah. Um, I don't know. I got Seahawks though.
I got Seahawks.
Um, Making it interesting. And then Cardinals at 49ers. Obviously, there's not much there. I expect the 49ers to win again. They're too hot.
We're gonna roll.
A roll. Don't roll.
They're on a roll. Amazing.
And then the big one,
I know.
Lions at Packers.
I want the Lions to win so badly because I hate Aaron Rodgers. But the Packers are going to win this game. I wish they would. I wish that something would intervene, but it's like right when they got their backs all the way against the wall, they haven't lost.
Yep.
That's,
I mean, they look terrible, but they're winning.
yeah. Yeah. So that's what I've got. I've got Green Bay winning and securing that last playoff spot.
Yeah. All right. And that concludes our slate for week 18. Something else that we're going to look for is that all of the spots in the NFC are cleared up. We haven't decided the 7 seed though, and that will go in between the Seahawks, Packers, and Lions, depending on who, wins and loses those games right there. Seahawks have to win to stay alive. If they lose, they're out. And if they do lose, then it is the Lions and Packers, whoever wins that game.
Yeah.
Another thing is that the Eagles have to win or the Cowboys have to lose for the Eagles to secure the division. And they have to win if they want to secure the number 1 overall seed, I believe.
Yes.
If they do lose, well, if they lose and the Cowboys win, then the Cowboys win the division, and they have to fight for the number 1. They have to fight for the number 1 seed by relying on Minnesota and San Francisco to lose. I don't think that's going to happen, but the Cowboys still have a shot at the 1 seed. Eagles have a shot. Niners have a shot. I think the Vikings have a shot as well, but it's a far-fetched one.
Yeah. I think Dallas winning, I don't think is going to be a problem. I don't think they're going to see the 1 seed, but they'll be thrilled just to actually win the division and give them something to talk about for another week.
Yeah. And then when it comes to the AFC, we don't know exactly what's going to happen there. What kind of seeding is going to happen? We're not entirely sure. We will keep y'all updated on any developments, because right now we have no idea what the seating is going to be like. Anybody could still make it. We have to see. The only thing that is for sure definite is that the game on at 7:20 tonight on ESPN, the Titans at Jaguars, that's going to be a game that decides the division, and whoever loses that game will not be in the playoffs, but whoever wins will win the AFC South.
Yep.
All right. Well, that does it for today. Today we reviewed week 18 and everything that's going to happen, and also all of the playoff implications. And we will keep y'all updated on any developments with the AFC playoff picture.
Sounds perfect. We'll see you again on Wednesday.
All right.
All right.
Goodbye.